What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm back here in the US, although today's upload is going to be about my last days in Sweden, specifically my hometown of Gothenburg. However, I was contemplating if I was going to show any kind of footage of my dad's funeral, because the reason for my trip to Sweden was to go to the town where my parents lived and actually where I was born, although I don't really call that town my hometown. That's where they lived and that's where the funeral was. Now, a funeral is obviously kind of private, and I will be showing some clips from the actual funeral service. It will be before people had even arrived, and it was just the family and, you know, the casket in the church. Now, you know, my dad is currently in heaven having a blast. He's free from, you know, all kind of pain and stupid stroke and cancer and all that stuff. He's just pure joy. So, and, you know, that's what I focus on. But, you know, if I show some clips here of the funeral service, I guess that's just his send off from this earth. He's currently up, you know, in heaven in the spiritual realm, like I said, free from all kind of ailments and pain and all the stuff that he had to deal with the last years here on earth. Now, we had the funeral service on a Saturday, and in Sweden, they don't do the actual, you know, putting the casket in the ground part on weekends. So we did that on Monday morning. And that part of the funeral was a lot more intimate. It was just my mother and I, my sister, my parents' two best friends from Norway, and then there was two other people. So after all that was done, we just went and had lunch, and then my sister and I got on the road and drove back to Gothenburg, which is about a 3-hour drive from Gothenburg, Sweden. So, Dad, I love you. I know you're having a great time up in heaven. Until I see you in many, many years here on earth, I love you. Rest in peace. Gothenburg, and right now we're on a Vaim. This is how you travel public transportation. All right, so now we're at the top of the main street in Gothenburg, downtown Gothenburg, that is called the Avenue, or Avenyn in Swedish. And we're at the top of it here, and this is the Gothenburg Art Museum. And here, if the local Gothenburg hockey team wins the league ever, which happens every now and then, they'll have, like, they'll come out here, and this whole square is just filled with like 30, 40, 50,000 people are celebrating. That's kind of when stuff like that happens, like the local soccer team, if they were to win, the same thing would be here. So I guess I'm just going to be walking around here because this is my hometown. I haven't been here for 3 years. I mean, it's a dreary, kind of pissy winter day here. At least we don't have a bunch of snow and it's not super cold. But yeah, and this is like the theater here. And we're going to walk all the way down. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. And it's like, yeah, it's past noon. Something's got to happen here. So I don't know how much I'm going to be showing, but this is the city library right there. It's an older building. And a lot of these buildings, as you guys can tell, are older. Well, this is probably, I'm assuming, like 60s or 70s. I do like these buildings over here. So there's a lot of nice apartments up in those older buildings, and they were built, I mean, that's probably built like early 1900s maybe. but older architecture in Gothenburg, and I love it. Shows a lot of history and stuff. And this here is called Park Lane. I think it's still a nightclub. It used to be, and it probably is. You could find your boy in here about 25 years ago. Not anymore though. And also a big part of Swedish culture is cafes. And this is one of the oldest one in Gothenburg, I think. It's called Eva's Palais. And like I said, cafes are huge in Gothenburg. So yeah, I was wrong. It's actually older than the beginning of the 1900s. 1898. Very cool. So this is some kind of EV brand I've never heard of, and I should have filmed it when I was inside the mall there. They had another kind of stand like this with another EV brand I had never heard of. And I guess this is like their new thing. They're taking it out of like, it kind of looks like a Tesla storefront type thing, and it's EV. I've never heard of this before. Maybe it's probably European or something. But yeah, EVs are taking over, man. I don't like it. So this is today's lunch. This is Swedish kebab. Yeah, man, I've missed this. So now I'm sitting here on the avenue, the main street. It's kind of dead actually in the middle of the day. I mean, on the weekends, this place is popping, a bunch of restaurants. On that side, it's mainly like nightclubs and so on. We got a sports bar over there. We got an Irish bar over there. So I guess it's not just nightclubs. Anyhow, on this side, we have Hard Rock right over here. And I'm sitting here at a place called Joe Forelli's. It's been around forever, as long as I can remember. It's the first time I'm going there. Having a little bourbon, just waiting on a buddy of mine to come pick me up. Now this is an Italian-American restaurant, which I guess is a little weird since I'm in Sweden. I should be sitting at a Swedish place, but a lot of these places around here, they're not open until later in the afternoon. So, you know, although they have Italian-American places on every corner in, you know, the United States, that's where I ended up. So I don't mind at all though. I've walked like 15,000 steps just walking around my old hometown, checking places out, and yeah. All right, well, we're all over the place in the video today. I'm in my sister's car, and this is the last day I'm spending here in Gothenburg before I fly home. And I just had to come by this place because you guys see up there, before, you know, there was a YouTube channel, before there was an autoblog and all that stuff. That's where I lived before I moved to the States. And this was my street here. And it's just weird to be back, man. I haven't been here since April 1st, 2012, because that's when I left. And I arrived in Pittsburgh on April 2nd, 2012, and it's just a very weird feeling. These are old, obviously, buildings, typical Swedish apartment homes built in, I don't know, 60s, maybe 70s, 50s, something like that. Yeah, architecture is very different. It's a nice Beamer, man. Oof. Dang, that thing is sweet. I love those 2 Series. That's got to be an M2. It's D-badged. Got nice wheels. Man, I'm impressed. That's nice. Very cool. Yeah, man. Weird to be back here. I've done a bunch of stuff since the last clip yesterday. I met up with 2 buddies. We haven't, you know, seen each other in 3 years. We got to talking. I didn't even think about filming, so sorry about that. So it's kind of like abrupt change in footage here from, you know, being downtown Gothenburg and everything. But I had to go back here. I had to show you guys. I've had a lot of you guys ask me, like, go back to Sweden and film there, and now I'm here and I'm filming the best I can, even though it might not be very, you know, coherent in terms of footage. But yeah, and this part of town is called Gamla Stan, which directly translate to old town. So yeah, it definitely looks old, and it's an older part of town. That building right there was a big employer, and still is, for Gothenburgians. There's so many new buildings, like those 2 buildings here. They were not there last time I was here 3 years ago. Man, they're throwing stuff up quick. Gothenburg is booming, and this is the biggest stadium in our city here. Gothenburg is the second biggest city. Stockholm is number one. That used to be the biggest stadium in the country. That's where, I can't even see the red light. That's where they have a lot of concerts like Michael Jackson, Madonna, U2, and everyone that someone has been there. Bruce Springsteen. So a lot of stuff happening in that stadium whenever we have people over. And this is the smaller version of that stadium. It's not even half its size. This is where IFK Gothenburg plays, the biggest football team in the city. Vad är det som händer här? Cliff, vad gör du för något?
Spelar.
Vad spelar du för något då?
SEP.
SEP? Är det Roblox eller?
Ja, det är det.
Är det ditt favoritspel nu? Åh.
Ett av mina favoritspelare.
Du är ju jätteduktig på det. Och Minecraft. So this is the last night. I go home tomorrow morning, early. And Cliff doesn't speak English, so I spoke Swedish to him. And then we're gonna get my niece over here too. Nancy! Nancy!
Lite crush och lite gurkbita.
Look at crush. Gurkbit. Look, du är på video. Vad gjorde du nu? Pruttar du nu?
Nej.
Nej, jag får inte hoppa fisa och grejer.
Det ska det vara mer.
So her night snack is flavored sparkling water and cucumber. Är det gott?
Ja.
Well, it's early in the morning. It's time to fly home. First stop will be Amsterdam. We're at Gothenburg Airport currently. And yeah, we're boarding. Yeah, I'm in the back. Sitting right under the wing. And I can't wait to get back sometime in the summer, hopefully. By the way, this is the first time in over 30 years of flying that I'm the last person to get on the plane. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Yep, I gotta say, it feels good to be back. We just got some snow as well. This is nutty. Hopefully that'll just melt right away though. We're about to get spring here though, within 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. It's currently March 1st, and I've always said, since I've moved here to Pittsburgh, in March anything can happen. We can have a nor'easter, like massive amounts of snow and cold. We can also have like 75 degrees. There's hope. I love it. Kiker's back. What's up, Kiker? Huh? And then I put this picture up of my dad. This is the one that we had at the funeral. Very good picture of him. It was taken like 2015-ish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a little bit of everything. I mean, this is the personal channel, so I post personal stuff. And I don't really know what else to say. So I think we're gonna end the video with that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.